It's already out of date.
You're too early, man.
Yeah, I'm like 257 now.
257? That's so much higher than 255.
Yeah.
Well, you said you didn't have like a specific thing you wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can kind of just go through the screenshots and see whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, okay. I did write some stuff.
Oh well, we can start there if you want to.
Like a goal.
Mm-hmm.
The goal for now is 260,
Okay.
which is like very close.
Yep.
And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, that's all the stuff you wrote down. How you feeling about
Yeah.
260? You think it's possible? You putting in the hours? I mean, you already got 2 extra levels. There's leveling potions. There's haste week right now, and you just have to press one button. So.
And I'm even like, I follow Nox.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing it with a controller now,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
so it's even more lazy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'll
Like,
just. Yeah. It works.
Last Hyperbone was a bug,
Okay.
and I felt like I needed something more
More simple.
more lazy,
Yeah.
more lazy.
Well, you found it, I guess.
I found it. Yeah.
It's just one key that's a single skill, not a double skill on it. So you got it.
Getting like really good rates too.
Mm-hmm.
Like did a WAP plus 20%.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And how's do you have any complaints? I see you're in the best guild in the game. That's a good start.
That's easy.
Easy. Why is your IED at 12 and the others at 10?
Why not?
Well, why do you think I'm asking?
I don't know.
Well, what is the point?
You tell me.
Yeah, okay. Well, the point of the hyperstats is to complement the stats that your class has by itself, right?
Yeah.
So, what are the stats that you have by yourself?
Damn. I think I read that.
Yeah, that's rule number 1 before the hyperstats is read your character skills. Yeah. I put it on there on purpose. I put it in there on purpose. You know those little debuff stacks you give to the bosses?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's 7% IED per stack. Additive up to 5 stacks. That's 35% IED.
I don't know my functional ID.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm telling you,
Guess that's something.
that's 35% functional IED extra, right? So, not only does that mean that you don't have to really go for any IED in your WSE, right? Maybe early on one line is still good, once your Legion isn't super high. But you've got 8k Legion, you probably have full Superior, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, just got both of them like this last week.
Okay, well, grats. That's a big one. But that gets your IED so high, then if you add the 35% that you do yourself, your ID is going to be very high, right? So if you're going to go above 10 on anything in the hyperstats, it's probably going to be critical damage and like boss damage and damage percent, like kind of divided over those guys rather than it being IED. You really want to know your functional IED for your character over your visual, especially once it starts getting into higher hyperstats where every extra stat becomes very expensive.
Alright, so redo that. Instead of having a higher ID, just more crit damage, boss damage.
Yeah, but, well, yes, that would be the application of what I'm saying, but the fundamental is make sure you read your character skills, right? So that decisions like these will be more like automatic for you in the future rather than someone having to point it out later. Because like
I'll try my best next time.
Yeah, well, because like on the Buccaneer, you know, if you try to go for visual 100% crit on the Buccaneer, you're going like 80% critical rate over, right? Because you get like 80% extra crit rate or something on debuffed bosses. So that's a whole lot of
Yeah.
points that you could be saving.
Yeah, that I do know.
Okay, yeah.
The back.
Yeah, so some you just hear and then you just know it for a while, but some might be a little bit more hidden. So it's good to check that every now and then. But it's not a major thing, right? It's just ID. But like for the future, it's good to know, and for other sources of damage that come in, it's good to know the value of the sources of damage compared to each other.
No, it's good because I always thought I was lacking ID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
the
you're
visual wasn't high.
exactly because you're comparing the functional to the visual. So 35%. If the ID there goes a little bit down, that's like by 6%, right? So that probably leave you, I don't know, like 94. 6% of 5% is 9.3. Yeah, so it's still gonna keep you at 95, right? But since your functional is an extra 35 stack, so 35% of the missing 5 is a little over a third, is like 1.7 or something. So your like functional is closer to 97 than to 95.
Right.
And what about the other ID stuff? You got some familiars going on with
I
ID?
got a free ID.
Mm-hmm.
Like free,
And is that in the picture? You have those 3 out?
yeah, these ones.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so eventually, it was pretty quiet on our end. Yeah, I've already boosted him quite a bit. He's just
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. Thank you. Do that on purpose. Wait.
Now that I'm seeing the album, I see that I didn't put the large drop.
Oh, you've got a large drop fam. You got an epic or you got it in unique?
I got it in epic on the first one.
Oh, nice. All right,
Yeah,
everyone in chat.
Same as in my back.
Oh, nice. Both first try. Wow, everyone in chat hates you now. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Everyone in YouTube videos, make sure you leave a comment on how much you hate the fact that he only opened 2 epics for 2 large drop on 2 characters.
Even more reasons. On my back, I got the second epic, 30% boss.
Jesus. Okay, well, that's sounding good. Okay, yeah, but so ID wise, I would say you're good. You got some resources. You've been working on Threads of Fate.
Yeah, you know,
Got some oils.
just while doing the bite farm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, might as well. You got nothing else to do.
Yeah, why not?
Hell yeah. Okay, you got some WAPs, some EOPs.
I got like 200 more in the storage.
Mm-hmm. You could probably stop crafting the EOPs, right? Once you start doing more bosses and start scaling up with your boss mules, you'll see a lot more of the small potions as well.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of just
I'm not getting them.
Oh yeah. Well, not yet. Have you thought about like bossing mules and stuff like that? How you want to tackle that?
I have like 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm. And they're like doing up to CRA or?
On 2 of them, it's like this one. I mean, this one's the main, so it's not any.
Mm-hmm.
I have a buck that's hyper burnt during Enlomian.
Okay. Yeah. 250, 23. Yeah. Okay.
The Night Lord, I'm not really feeling it. Just cause, yeah, Night Lord. Hero is starting to do Akechi.
Mm-hmm. But you're using like your resources that you don't really need from the other characters. You're like trickling them down to those guys. Get them a bit stronger.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean by that? Like cubes and stuff?
Yeah, like cubes and flames that you don't really need on the other characters. It's okay to be... Yeah, it's okay to like ruin one item's potential as long as you know that eventually it's going to get better and you're just working it up, right?
Yeah. So the hero is the hyperburn and I hyperburnt him just to make a boss mule. I just don't feel like leveling him anymore.
Okay.
Rather do the monster park on the main.
Mm-hmm. So still getting the medal or?
Yeah, that too.
Okay. Yeah, you got the temporary. Yeah, you got the momentary one now. Yeah. Yep. Okay, yeah, but you're spending most of your time just training your main now, trying to get that 260. Is it mostly for bossing, or just you just want 260?
Just the feel of it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it'll help with final damage on bosses as well, right? If you're trying to do Tenebrous stuff, more final damage on will and everything, so it'll give you more damage without having to upgrade anything. So that's also nice. It's good value from your hours.
Still new to Lucid and above.
Mm-hmm. You done some practice?
Yeah, I'm in Nitai's party now.
Okay.
Yeah. That's about it.
And that's been going well?
We did one Lucid run.
Okay.
Only started like last week.
Oh, okay, okay. So just normal Lucid, and then if you're high...
No, like hard Lucid.
Oh, hard Lucid. Okay, okay. But any will as well, like normal will practice, or?
We did some will. We did like one run, and I crashed.
Oh, nice.
And then I did like easy will to practice, and I crashed again.
Wow, nice. Yeah, the game's been real good. Israel ping is not helpful too.
Not the best.
Yeah, it doesn't
Also,
really help.
maybe you've seen from the chat, but slideshows, man.
Slideshow?
In the horses.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
In bossing.
Yeah. So your computer doesn't really like the places where a lot of people are in small spaces together.
See, that's the fun part. My computer is like cracked.
Yeah, but Maple doesn't care.
Yeah, no.
Maple doesn't give a shit. It just still lags.
My computer too new for Maple.
Feels bad. You need a 20-year-old computer to be able to handle a 20-year-old game.
I gotta throw away the 3080 Ti.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
Get Windows 3.11.
Yeah, that would work.
Get Windows NT 4.0, I think. Oh, dude, where are the old OSs I used to have on my computer? Used to have ME for the longest time. Millennium Edition. And then we upgraded to Vista. We had all the best ones.
My dad works at the computer, so...
Yeah, mine did too. He brought home all the shit that they wanted to throw away. He brought it all home. So like, we got all the leftovers.
You just prepared it, and that's what we used.
Yeah, you know the life, dude.
I have like a second PC, like a second laptop, that he just prepared and gave it to me.
Yeah, nice. As long as it's from this century, you can do something with it.
I mean, yeah, I'm using it for like a second, like a beast tamer.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Used it for the Legion.
Helps for Legion building for sure. Yeah. So okay. So no real experience with Will yet, but the Lotus run went well.
Yeah, I think so. Before we started, I ran a few practice wills, practice Lucid solos, like normal.
Yeah.
And I ended up soloing it. So yeah.
Yeah, I always say I think it's better to have a party of people who can like show the achievement for soloing normal or easy Lucid rather than just someone who says like I'm 30k stat or I'm 40k stat. Like if they have zero experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I'm like 28k stat now, but I can just say like my BA is like 5-3 now.
Yeah, that I mean that definitely helps for for Hard Lucid Part 3.
Yeah, but practice.
I mean, yeah, hopefully
also,
Will doesn't crash as much, so you can actually practice that boss.
Yeah, the thing that sucked is I got to phase 3 on the easy practice, and I just crashed.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you did get a little bit through the phases and saw what you have to do.
I didn't really practice phase 2 because it was always not cracked.
Okay, you just
the whole way.
You're just standing in a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main thing is that so the timer is a little bit different in phase 2 than in phase 1, right? In phase 1, it's always on a set time when it checks for the test. But in phase 2, it only starts looking for a test once you get the HP to the threshold. So that means that you want to make sure that once everyone has more experience, it doesn't really matter. But in the beginning, it's probably pretty important that you look that there's no webs in the corners so that you can freely like jump there once the test starts. So usually you wait until a web pattern just stops, and then you finish off the last bit of HP to trigger the start of the test, and then then you can walk or sit in the corner. You can do either one. If there's a web in the middle, it makes it a little bit harder for some classes, right? Because they'll get stuck or,
Yeah, but for me, the web is not
Yeah,
a big deal.
not for you. So
Side.
if you're soloing, you don't have to care about that. But in a party, you usually want to care about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the first test, dark side.
Mm-hmm.
Just dark side and jump. Nothing does anything.
Oh yeah, because with all the balls falling. I guess you have to go out of
Yeah.
dark side if you wanted to loot a golden ball, right? Or
No, I can.
you can catch it in dark side. Why is it so bright?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
So
yes,
I can just jump, catch it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. You just have to worry about the screen crack, but then yeah. The main thing with from easy to normal to hard is just that the individual hits hit harder, and that the moonlight builds much slower. So it's going to be a good idea if you're practicing the lower difficulty to really look at what hits you and how you can dodge properly. Because the fewer things that hit you in hard, the easier the whole runs are going to be. If you just, see the patterns, walk a little bit, focus on dodging almost more than dealing damage. Because if you have 6 people, damage is never going to really be a problem. It's more going to be lack of moonlight and then not being able to switch, or not being able to heal in P2, or not being able to cleanse in P3, or staying dead too long and then not building moonlight in P3. Like, those are going to be the more problematic things rather than having enough damage. And being alive is usually better damage than being dead. So being dead with 5 trill or being alive with 3 trill, one person does more damage than the other. So it's really about looking at the patterns, looking like the spider legs almost never hit the same spot twice in a row, right? So if you move to where the legs were, you're way more likely to be in a safe spot than if you are trying to, constantly just random dodge. And then the other thing is that those little pink balls that float around, if those hit you in hard will, then they actually give you negative moonlight. So they pause your moonlight regeneration because you got hit by something, but they also take a little bit away. So that makes it way harder to heal in P2 and makes it harder to change dimensions in P1. But of course, if people have a little bit more healing fams by that time, then you can definitely, with a big party, you can counteract the needing of moonlight for healing in P2 as long as you dodge most of the other stuff. It's just P2 is very different because he hits like the other way that he's facing sometimes, right? You want to look at the shadow, like his reflection in the bottom. For me, usually what I do, I just stay on top of the boss, and then whenever he attacks, I just up jump. I find that to be a bit safer because then the only thing that can really hit you is the spider legs. So as long as you just look at the pattern for him hitting, up jump over it, and then just don't get hit by the spider legs, you dodge a lot more. And if you do get hit by his attack, you get flung to the side of the map. But then you, with Darkside, can just walk back through it. So that could be one thing to try.
Yeah, just gotta practice more.
But just be mindful of the difference between practicing solo and practicing in a party. Because some things, if you can do them solo, in a party you almost don't have to do them. And then some things in a party will be very easy, and if you, or vice versa, will be harder to do in a party. Like controlling where the boss is and where the boss moves is way harder to do in a party than when you're soloing. When you're soloing, like in P1, while you see the tornadoes, you could just jump behind him. If you have good mobility, it's pretty easy. But if you have 6 people or 3 or 4 people in the same dimension, and they're all in different places in the map, and then he teleports randomly and throws up tornadoes and stuff, it's going to be more important for P1, for example, to stay like in the middle and all stay together. Otherwise, the boss is going to get a lot harder in P1. You could catch some random deaths. Yeah, so just be cognizant of the difference between party bossing there and solo bossing.
Here's another thing that's also new because, like I said, I've never been in a party before. Party binding. When we bind.
Yeah. So you'll kind of have to know for the classes whether people are 2-minute classes or 3-minute classes. You know for yourself?
I'm a 3-minute.
Ah, so you did read some of your skills.
Some.
Some of them. Okay. Yeah, so you're a 3-minute class. So that means you pair up, support-wise, you pair up really well with a Kana, right? Because Domain is on 3-minute, and they've got a 15-second bind, and they've got 2 binds, which is also really nice for a boss like Will, because then one character can keep track of all the binds of both of the sides. I mean, we can all keep track now because of the cooldown timer on the top left, but because their timers for their bind is just built in, that makes it really easy for them to be a support there. It's always good, to have a backup bind though, in case somebody misses or some random shit happens, because bosses teleport all over the place all the time. So if you're predominantly in a party that is also 3-minute, that makes it very easy, because then you just always go on 3-minute. But if you're probably going to have some 2-minute people, and then the main thing is going to be, like, for P1, the main thing is just going to be, you're going to have to just run the boss a few times with people and see in which configuration you guys can actually kill. Because maybe 2 people together have enough burst to kill one side, and then the other 4 people, if you're running a full party, can do the other side. But maybe if you have what we call a bad split, right? Because when you get in, you just get randomly put in one of the 2 dimensions. And the first test for P1 is usually the hardest, because you only have 1 minute and 10 seconds versus 2 minutes, and you have random, you don't know where you're going to end up, right? So there might be 3 people together who don't have a bind, and then the other 3 people who with all the binds might be in the other dimension. You might have like the 3 weakest DPS, and then the 3 more DPM characters together, and then all the bursters together, and then one person maybe shouldn't burst and should just wait and just focus on dodging, switch to the other side, and try to hit the other side. Because you're familiar with the HP equalizing in Will, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to avoid doing a whole lot of damage on one side and then just having it res. At that point, it's even better to just hold your burst, especially if it's a 3-minute burst. And then just wait out the first 1 minute and 10 seconds, and then just fill up your moonlight as much as possible, and then go for the second one. That might be a better way of just doing the boss. But a lot of that is experience. Like, go in with your party, make sure that nobody, fucks up anything royally, and then just kind of check, okay, do we need, how much damage, like, do we have a lot of extra damage? Like, how specific and how particular do we have to be on who bursts when? Or can we just have 1 or 2 people hold their burst so that they could do the next part, and then the 2-minute and 3-minute people can then burst, the 2-minute people can then burst again on P2, and then, because the 2-minute people can burst every single time, right? It's kind of delayed in the beginning because you have like 1 minute and 10 and then 2 minutes, but the 2-minute people can generally just burst every single test. 3-minute people have to skip one. So if you have 2 3-minute people and 4 2-minute people, you might have to alternate and then synchronize again for the end of P2, so that for P3 everyone can have all of their burst. Well, you tend to want to synchronize for the beginning of P2, right? Because you don't want to be in P2 too long because of the reduced healing, and that's where people die most of the time. So ideally, you kind of want to set up a plan so that you end up with everyone having their burst at the end of P2. At the end of P1, at the beginning of P2, ideally. So you kind of want to look 3 minutes. So the first test is 1 minute and 10 seconds in. Second one, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And on the third one, 5 minutes and 10 seconds, roughly. So you want to kind of see that everyone has their burst in. But yeah, it'll depend on the split, and it'll depend on how strong everyone is exactly when they're going in there. Do you know your full party composition?
We are, Nightwalker,
Mm-hmm.
Buck, Cannoneer,
Mm-hmm.
Bishop,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's mostly 3 minutes so far.
wait. I forgot the rest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't worry, I forget stuff like that all the time. So, like, Buck and Cannoneer have like a 90-second burst and a 3-minute, and then you have a 3-minute, and then some DPM skills. And the Bishop can do 2-minute or 3-minute with their Benediction. So, but you guys are pretty bursty. So what might end up happening is that the Bishop does like a 2-minute Benediction, and that you have like half the people bursting one and then half the people bursting the other one, kind of thing. That might be what ends up happening.
I think the toughest part right now for me is just finding a time to like, boss.
Okay. Well, I mean, because of just your schedule, or because there's just so much going on in the game?
Just schedule.
Okay.
Israel and playing American servers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part. Also, a job that I work at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can't really go up late.
Yeah, no, I get that. So you mostly
Also
need an EU party, right?
Yeah, also the weekends,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, people have time on Sunday, but then that's your Monday, right? So you don't really...
Like Sunday is a working day for me.
Yeah, exactly. So you do like Friday evenings or like Saturdays, but then you have Shabbat, so I don't know how much you...
No, I don't care about that. But Friday is like a family dinner and stuff, usually.
Yeah, so you only have time on Shabbat.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's not easy, but yeah, hopefully through the alliance, through the guild, through chat, through Discord, you get hopefully access to some people here and there, and I hope that in the end of Savior, when the the hard carrying stuff is gone, that more people will just be running struggle parties and running practice parties and stuff like that in the boss menu. I hope so. I'd be much more inclined as well to join parties and try to help people out than just carrying people. So boring.
Still gonna be a lot of carry, please. I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, but if they get carried too hard, they won't get drops, right? So it's just a waste.
The people actually like join and carry them.
Now they do, yeah. But have you not heard about the changes after Savior?
No, I know. I mean in the recruit party, in the boss menu.
Yeah, now they do, yeah. But I'm hoping that changes, because if people get carried after that, then they just won't get anything. So the only thing that happens is that the person who does the carrying, that half of their crystal value is just poofs into thin air, right? So that's not really useful.
Depends if Korea Reboot is gonna do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. But if they do, it might be months away for us before we see something like that. So we're probably going to be stuck with that system at least for a little bit.
It's going to be funny if they get it removed. We get it, and then have to wait a few months for it to get removed.
Yeah. yeah, when they could have already just skipped the whole step for us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely been stuff like that where they add something and then they already removed it again, and then we get it still, and then we have to still get it for a while. Or they say like, oh, we fixed this exploit, or we fixed this bug, and it's like, oh shit, well now we know what we can exploit for the next 4 months, because we didn't even know it was a thing yet.
Just a little trolling. It's okay.
Yeah, just we do a little bit of trolling.
Nah. Good thing I got my 8k before the Horntail and Zac.
Yeah, Horntail Zakum changes. Yeah, that's also gonna be pretty big. Well, yeah, you hit the 8k. You feel good about that?
Yeah. After that, I'm like barely playing the other Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I never did the Zac deck.
Oh, you never did that. Did you find some characters that you like enough to maybe bring into like Boss Mule area? Is it just, if I go by level, is that pretty accurate, or except the Night Lord, I guess? You
by level, yeah. Except the Night Lord, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It is pretty strong though, right?
It's gonna be one.
The Night Lord is still pretty strong though, right?
He's like I can do Enlomian, but it was the first character I created. After I started playing this, I came back to the game after around Nitro last year.
Wait, which one?
Like before Ignition.
Oh, Destiny. Yes.
Yeah, after Destiny.
Okay, right after it. So you just missed the burn. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know that it existed. Just came back.
It's probably good. You start like more healthy, and then the burn feels really good. If you start with the burn and then you have to do all the stuff with Alpha event, then that feels really shitty. I think it's healthier to start off.
I got to like 4k Legion in like no time, but then I burnt out.
Yeah. Those go together. You had a different kind of burning event.
I had too many stuff
Yeah. Everything's
Did
going
like
on.
all the dailies in the game, including the one for the epic scores. Forgot its name.
The
But no,
Mhm.
no, that was bad.
Mhm.
Now I'm like not even doing commerce because just too much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sometimes it's good to it's never good to burn out, but it's good to have something to be like, okay, that was too much. That felt this kind of way. Whenever you start to feel that again a little bit, you'll be like, okay, pause. What am I doing that's causing that? Let's not do that anymore, and then see how that goes. Kind of like cut that out of your daily, weekly, whatever. Cut that out of your life, and then see if that gives you a little bit more room to breathe.
Yeah, and if I'm not feeling like playing anything right now, I'm just not playing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. That's healthy. Man, it's not what the game wants, but that's healthy because there's a lot of FOMO, right? So if you start getting pulled in a lot of directions, that's the game successfully doing what it's trying to do. But it's up to you to say, nope, stop, and then just kick him
Doing
in the
my
face.
best to avoid it.
Mm-hmm. That's the best you can do. That's all you can do. Got some. Well, you're lucky with the belts. Looks like.
Yeah, I got like 7 and 1 earring.
1 earring. Yeah, it's never like 3 and 3. It's always most of my characters were like 6 belts, 0 earrings.
And here's the fun part. You see all those dummies?
Mm-hmm.
And those belts?
Yeah.
I got 4 days that I got both of them in a row.
4 days.
4 days in a row that I got dummy and belt.
The superior ones?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a productive week then. Nice.
Yeah, and it was before Shining.
Okay. Well, and you didn't need any for Shining.
Yeah, but
what did you do during Shining? Let's talk about that.
Oh, yeah, I failed hard. I was here. I asked a few questions. I had like 22 bill, so I wanted to 22 my CRA.
Yeah, that's not well. Did you get close to that?
Yeah. Well, I already had the shirt. The shirt was already 21. I tried to do the hat, and it boomed 9 times.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And yeah.
But how are the pants still 17?
Because I just decided to do other stuff than CRA, I guess.
So when you got like 4K Legion really quick because you wanted it, but then kind of burned out, when you say like you want to get 260, but it's just for the number, and when you're trying to get 22 because that's kind of like how high you can go.
No, I'm not aiming for 22.
Okay, well you tried, right? Or you tried 21?
No, I tried getting 21, just
okay.
boom from 17 to 18.
Yeah, well, that's gonna happen. But for the like efficiency of your money, it's better to kind of like so if items are going to be trace replaced, it's better to edge them forward just 1 star at a time. So I would go like, if anything, because your hat probably hit 18 a few times before it, before you decided before boom 9 times, right?
Just only a few times.
A few times. But like if you could choose between what you have now, like 21 21 top, 20 shoulder, and 17 pants, or if you could get what would be a bit weaker, but what if you had like 19 for all 3 of these? In terms of efficiency for your money, you'd be a little bit weaker than this, right? But you would have spent way less money on average if you just got them all to 19.
Yeah.
And
well, I only spent it on the hat, and the rest I spent on other items.
Yeah, but you did do 21 like transfer into the superior, right?
Oh yeah. I had a 21 Meister that I got into the ring. 21 dummy for the pendant. For some reason, I didn't do the belt at all, even though I have so many.
Yeah, the belt is the easiest one. Yeah.
And I have so many backups, and I just forgot about it.
Oh yeah. Well, so the belt usually for most people is a priority because even if you don't have a lot of backups, you can very easily get a lot of pink bean belts, right? So you can very easily get to 21 pink bean belt and just transfer it over. The one thing though I do want to address is if you're making 21 fodder to transfer into the superior, you have in your hand at that point a 21 star item, right? And if you transfer over, you do get a 20 star superior, but you lose a star as well. So it'd be better to keep your 21 star item first, and to use it as a 21 star item. And then if you have the money to make a second one, then I would transfer the second one over into the superior. It's fine to use 17 star superior with unique or legendary potential just for the set bonus, and then start working on getting your stuff to 19, like on a treasure, Meister, that kind of stuff, maybe Sweetwater stuff. But I don't know if you have that, and like CRA stuff. And then when you're jumping up to 21, I would always jump to 21 on items that you can keep as 21 first, and then after that do the ones that you transfer over to 20. Not only because losing that extra star, you're paying the star tax earlier without, cashing in on it just yet. And the second thing is also, by pushing it that way, that also means that those projects are pushed down a little bit further down the line, which means that you have more time to potentially get backups, which means that it could open up options. Like for your belt now, I wouldn't say transfer hammer over into this. Because you have 6 belts, I would say just tap on the belt and try to get a 21 star there next time.
Yeah.
And then you can skip the transfer hammering, and you don't have to be scared of that risk so much. Because for other people, it would be a risk to not make it, but for you, it'll be a risk to spend more money because you have to 21 to 20 and then 20 to 21 again. And they'll just be more expensive. But you don't have to pay that, that premium because you have the backups. And sometimes when a project gets so far down the road and you get a lot of backups, that means you get to take a riskier approach in terms of booms, but less risky in terms of money spent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, should I still... I mean, if I have like 6, 7 backups, should I still safeguard all the way?
I probably... well, if you're doing like a... There's like a little bit of a counterintuitive thing here. Like when you're very poor, you want to safeguard because every boom means that the average cost goes way up. And when you're very rich, you also want to safeguard, even if you have a lot of backups, because time is money and you don't want to have to spend your time tapping back up. And it's just once. If you're during 5, 10, 15, you're really only safeguarding 1 star, right? 16 to 17. And it'd just be kind of silly if you let it boom around there. But if you're like in the middle, so if you have, which is probably where you're going to be, if you have like kind of limited resources and a decent amount of backups, mathematically, the best decision would probably be to not safeguard. But again, it would only be for that 1 star, so kind of be up to you in this situation. But I think the next, if you were to say like the next 5 to 15, well, the reason I talked about the bossing mules, to take it a step back, I think you burning acid probably. Thank you for the prime. The reason I asked about the bossing mules first is because you're going to get into the areas now where every single project is going to get very expensive, right? You're trying to get 20 or 21 stars. You're trying to get good potentials on everything. And because of the projects becoming so expensive, the longer you wait to bring up your account's weekly income, the further you're going to get further on your main, but you're going to get to a point where you can't afford anything anymore. And the projects, it's going to take like months and months until you can actually like throw money at a project again to try to get it, right? You could probably get to 21 and 24 to 27% potential on most things, or some weird stuff like triple prime on your hat and then your pants with 18, interesting stuff like that.
The hat, I tried to get a -3 cooldown. And after like 15 cubes, I got that.
Yeah, well, you stop rolling. That makes...
Yeah, I just made a new Bite Farm hat.
Yeah, the hat as well. But it's just interesting. There is RNG, of course, but if you see a hat and a top like this, and then these pants just look like they're from a different person, right? It looks like they're like from your Night Lord and not from your Nightwalker, right? It's like they're on a completely different level. And this is kind of what I talked about in the beginning with the hyperstats as well, is where when you start making things, kind of decisions that are a little bit more impactful because they cost so much relatively, it's good to make sure that you're double checking that you're spending the money in the right time, or the points, that you're spending the value and the currency in the right thing. Because yeah, in the beginning, whether you have like level 6 or level 8 in your hyperstats doesn't really matter. Whether one item is 17 star and the next one is 18 doesn't matter. But if you have a 21 and a 17, now there's kind of like a big gap. Or when some people have like in their hyperstats like 14 and then something else on 8, is like, are you sure, like, when those big gaps start happening, some of it can definitely be explained by just luck, and sometimes you just tap something and it actually goes. But if you're it's about writing the balance between like making the sensible decision because you like know the maths, or kind of just throwing it at a wall and see what sticks kind of approach. But that depends on how much fun you want to have and how much you want to guarantee the rewards for your hard labor, I guess.
It's true, but the shirt is like the same story as the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Like 10 cubes or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, it can happen, but it looks like it's from a different person, right? You would agree if you see the hat in
course,
yeah.
The reason why I'm not trying to bring the pants up higher in the pot, because it's not high star yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it does, because it's an item that will get replaced with a trace. It does mean that if there is a cube sale, you could go for the pants if you probably after the accessories, right? Because they have higher rate of return when it comes to your stats. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to go for it, especially if there's no star forcing event like in sight. But we do have a 5, 10, 15 coming up this Sunday, I believe, right? In 2 days. 3 days. What's your money situation looking like right now?
Right now I got around 5 billion.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so no.
But I'll do the boss mules and some bite farms,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And are there any boss mules that you think with a little bit of investment could maybe start making more money?
That's another here. I got another question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how should I go about funding my boss mules? With like nodes and stuff, and like how much money should I put into each of them?
Yeah, so there's a few steps before that, I would say, for every person that would decide that. One is, how much time do you have in the week available to run these boss mules? And second of all is, how close are your characters to the next boss? So there's definitely some chunks of bosses that kind of go together. There's like 3-door and everything below very easily, right? Basically all of the 81 million and lower crystals. That's like one clump. And then it's like the clump added of Seavel and Hard Magnus. And then very, very close after that, you have like Akechi and CPAP, right? I would say like that's like the second clump. And the third clump is adding Lotus and Damien. And at that point, a lot of people also consider adding Princess No to that, just because even though it's more time consuming, because you're going to be a lot stronger and you can do the other ones, you can still kind of fix it and do it all in about half an hour, which is a good measurement because of the bossing, because of the noblesse skills, right? The guild skills. And then the last group would be just, sky's the limit, whatever you want to do. You could just add slime and then kind of be done for like 250s with decent funding that at least have like 25k stat. I would probably do that. But then, higher, you can like go all the way into Tenebris, basically, right? So then kind of the sky's the limit. So I think it's okay to have, obviously you start with that slowest group because there you can get a decent amount of money. And then I would just go based on what the character needs and what the character, how much you like the character. Because sometimes you like a character for a bit, and then you might do some of the bosses, and then you might try the harder ones, and you're like, this character is just no fun on these bosses. Like, it takes forever. I'm getting countered. It's just annoying. I would have to... And you start feeling like I have to fund this a lot to make this, like, I could just blow this boss up. And I don't want to do that. So maybe that character stays in, like, group 1 or 2, and that's fine. Maybe you get, like, a flame here and there to kind of make sure that everything is not shit. But you don't really invest more into the character. maybe another character already has decent gear and is doing like the second group and can do CPAP and can do Akechi. You're like, I can see myself doing Lotus and Damien. I actually want to do that with this character. But like star forcing wise, I would have to get a lot of backups that I don't have. I'd have to spend a lot of meso that I don't really want to spend. But the nodes are actually still really low. So maybe if I spend like 100 or 200 nodes, I can see a decent increase there. And I would always just fund with whatever resource you have available that is the most disposable, if that makes sense, right? Which has the least value to you. But every character is going to have its own demands, and it's ultimately going to come down to how much time you want to be spending doing the weeklies and just generating income for your account. But the best thing you could do is, I think in the beginning, is just spread yourself pretty thin in terms of just doing a lot of characters, because that'll give you a lot of feedback on which characters you like the most and which ones are already very strong and don't need too much funding for you personally, right? Which ones fit well with your Legion, with your links and all that. And then the more characters you do as well, the more cubes you'll get, and then the more you can start trickling down the cubes to other characters and make a bunch of upgrades for free as well. And that'll reduce the cost in meso for your account. And then the only thing that will really come in big is like nodes and stuff. And that one's pretty tricky. For me, I usually, if it's just 3-door CRA and everything below, I do about 100 nodes, and that's about it. If I add the group of like up to CPAP, right? CPAP and everything below, then the total nodes is probably closer to like 300 to probably around 300. If it's Lotus, so in total, right? So an extra 200. If I'm adding Lotus and Damien, it's probably another 200, maybe an extra 300, so a total of 500 to 600. And that usually includes slime as well, but you'll just have to get more levels, get more symbol levels for your arcane symbols, and maybe some familiars IED, that kind of stuff. And then guild skill and access to guild skills in a mule guild, that kind of stuff. That's where a lot of the free funding comes. So that's the other stuff that I definitely would advise is if you do feel serious about the character, try to get 2 15% ID familiars. Try to get it in a guild that has access to at least 2 maxed out guild skills. And try to get reinforced Golic set. Very good value. And those are ways that you can generate a lot of value for your character without really needing to spend actual resources that are in your storage that you might have to fight other characters over. So it might be a little bit longer process that way, but I don't like 1,000 nodes, 40 bill, this much, get carried on all of these things, like slam it all in there. Because what if the character is now way too strong? Now you're going to feel forced to like do even stronger bosses and take even more time. Or you're going to feel like, fuck, I could have saved a whole lot of money on this character, right? So I like to do like in small increments and then kind of see where the character stands. And then that way, if you don't like it, you can always divest your time, because you can't divest your money, and then you can focus the investment more on characters where you do enjoy playing them more and where you feel like your time is more valued.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I tried to be as concrete there with the numbers as possible, but I don't want to, lock people in too hard. And yeah.
If I don't get anything here, I'll watch the video on YouTube. It's okay.
Okay, but okay, yeah. All right.
And then I'll understand more.
Yeah, maybe write it. Yeah, because I tried to make like the little groups. Maybe if you write that down visually, maybe that makes more sense for you.
Maybe.
Maybe I'll make a video on it someday. Okay, I know a lot of people are wondering about bossing Mules.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty big now.
Kind of farming for that sense was pretty easy. It's just get 100% meso obtain on these 5 accessories and just like put Kishin here and hold down Exorcist Charm, Yeah.
Kind of farming. I played back then. I think kind of farming was the reason that I quit.
Oh, I thought you would like it. It's very low maintenance,
No.
very very repetitive, very easy with the controller. No?
No, I wasn't there yet. I was like, I wasn't playing the game really back then.
Okay. It was a different time for sure.
Yeah, I have 2 Kanas here that I, like around level 160, 140 maybe. I just don't touch it all.
Oh, around that bye-bye station level, huh?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. What are some other stuff? Anything else that came up like the last few days that you had question about?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm just gonna go through some screenshots. You got passive hyper skills. Oh yeah, you went for the two boost node setup, right? Have you looked into like 3 boost node? Do you think there's any value to that for you?
At first, I thought about it, but using the Shadow Spark.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I just tried to use the quintuple,
Mm-hmm.
and it just feels way better.
Yeah, and you have bite, so there's not
Yeah.
much extra that's getting covered, right? Yeah.
It spawns more bats too. It's just, I feel like it's way better.
Yeah, and you've got so you've got a secondary hat, right? With cooldown on it.
Yeah, with cooldown. It's
Okay.
like a 17 star to cooldown.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Is it? Is it? Oh, it's also CRA, right? It's not an Abzo or anything.
Yeah, CRA.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff. Anything with the fee matrix? You had any questions? Okay. I don't see decent combat orders at all.
Decent combat orders?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what that does.
It increases the level from all your passive skills by 1 level for 4th job.
Oh. Oof.
Yeah, usually that's something you want over decent advanced blessing. It's almost always more value because you've got like final damage, boss damage,
No, of course.
attack percentage. Yep. It's an orange skill node, so if you see it, I would keep that and definitely switch those out.
Could probably just craft it right now.
Could do that as well, yeah.
Because I'm not really opening nodes on this guy.
Okay. I see.
Whenever I get like the experience nodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. And then bringing the skill nodes up. Yeah, well, I mean, you probably already know, but just to clarify, make sure that you do buy all the nodes that you can from things that are available.
I already bought all of them.
And you're doing the guild weekly as well? There's some free nodes in there every week.
Yeah, just finished the research today.
Nice, yes. Now you can do 5,010 monsters or something.
Yeah, that's very fun, bite farming through that.
Oh yeah, that's really easy for you. You're just watching anime, watching a stream, and just pressing one button on your controller.
Yeah.
The interactivity.
It's that easy.
Nice.
And don't even need to loot.
Oh, that's even you don't even have to move at all because there's no drops, so you just
just watching a movie on the side or anything.
Yep. Does Nightwalker mob with a single target skill? So either that or you just use bite. And with the cooldown head, bite goes around 7-second cooldown, right? Or 8-ish?
With 2-second cooldown, it's a 15-second without anything.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, so you use it every.
It's like every 10. 11.
Oh, so you use it every two monster spawns. You use it.
I think. But also,
But
like,
the bats stay long enough to hit the next.
The bats, yeah. They just kill everything.
It's going to 10-second cooldown.
Damn. 6 job.
In 6 job it goes down to 10. Okay. Well, that means that the cooldown head will lose a lot of value, right? Because it's only.
Yeah, good thing I have it at 17.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you had it very high, then you would just, roll the potential or something. But yeah, that's good. That's a good enough hat.
Good thing I don't need to roll another potential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean you're pretty bursty, and there's still some levels to go. You've got some good stuff, but Last Resort got some final damage in there, and mainly the Cygnus Blessing total damage percentage goes up quite a bit as well, right? When you max that one out.
Yeah, I just don't wanna spend nodes because I don't have a huge supply of nodes.
No, I get it. Yeah, there's definitely there's not like this huge chunk of damage that you're missing right now. But they're also not completely maxed out to the sense where it's like you invested too much. I think they're in a really good spot, honestly. So don't worry about you're slowly leveling up the Blink, slowly leveling up the Urda's Will, and slowly slowly leveling up the bind, because there's some bosses where double binding is pretty useful, right? If you ever move into like Hard Lotus and stuff like that, Hard Damien, and you get pretty fast there, it's always nice to have 2 binds.
Yeah, and like for some ball like Damien, like normal Damien, and just use 1 bind, and then just on the second phase the other one, or save 1 for the other boss.
Or like use your bursts, and use your half your burst with your bind, and then bind phase 2 and finish off the rest of your burst, kind of thing. Sometimes that works. Yeah, it makes you a bit more flexible on the timings, right? And sometimes it might be useful for Will as well to just have backup binds, especially if your support is a bishop, because they don't have a built-in bind. So having some extra binds it's always nice, especially on Will. You can almost never have too many, because it's very easy to miss, and then weird shit can happen. Okay.
Having a class bind and in this frame and all that, very fun. That's why I'm not playing Nightload again.
Yeah, that's probably something also that kind of values into bossing Mules, right? Is basically you have to. If you're very burst heavy, you have to kind of count yourself down 1 slot. Either you pay the extra mezzo for the funding, or you for the matrix slot to unlock it, or you have to level an extra 5 levels. So that is an argument for bossing Mule as well.
Yeah, for bossing Mules, what's it called? Magnus. I'm not touching that until the nerf with new boss Mules.
Oh, it'll make it so easy. Yeah.
No, I'm not touching that.
Yeah, I get it. I mean,
unless I can, one burst it.
Yeah, or take it down a little bit in the beginning until you get to like the first shrink, when he's still pretty easy to dodge, and then bind and burst or something.
Yeah, I really don't like him.
Nope, he's just built to suck, and he does it, or make you feel bad or make you angry. He does that very well. Just a lot of RNG stuff falling from the sky. Good luck.
It's pretty stupid, but it's Magnus.
I think it helps. It helps. I think quite a bit though, with if you want to get better at Will, like getting better at Magnus, just dodging and staying alive, is and trying it without Darksight, because the stuff that's falling and dealing damage from Will isn't Darksightable.
I think the thing that annoys me most about Magnus is the green thing that spawns.
Yeah. Well, in that
sense,
sense,
for like half a minute or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But in that sense, it's also good practice for Will, because most of the Will fight, you don't want to be in the corners, right? Phase 1, you can send tornadoes through your team, so you don't want to be in the corner. Phase 2, there can be webs there that one-shot you, so you don't want to be in the corner. And Phase 3, there's webs there that seal you, and then you can't move on the move command, and then get one shot as well, right? So you want to play in the middle, you want to dodge attacks, and you are dealing with being close and in range of a boss that can push you and stuff. So in that sense, Magnus is a really good kind of simulator for Will. So I think getting better at dodging in confined spaces and stuff like that, and really learning the size of the hitboxes and where you can stand, how long all the attacks are, what do you need to dodge first, what second, what third, based on when it pops up, so that you can start doing that subconsciously rather than having to actively think about every single attack. I think Will is good practice for that, to get better at Will, and then that's good practice for, the Tenebris stuff like Gloom and Dark Now, when there's so much more stuff going on, and then that's a good practice for Phase 3 of Black Mage, when there's so much stuff going on, you can't even... You have to like subconsciously do it all. You can't really consciously be like, oh, there's a late, like you're already dead. As soon as you can form that sentence, like it's already destroying you. So I think it's good to lay a foundation, but it is annoying. Yeah, definitely annoying. Especially because
feels like the whole thing feels like RNG.
Yeah, and you can't use your vertical mobility too much because of the balls falling and you can't see where they're starting. So you could be like, oh, I can go up, and then just ball just at the speed of light just comes down and just heats you, and say, oh well, I guess I can't.
And I don't know how much ping is an issue over them.
Yeah, probably a bit. Yeah. Well, ping is mainly an issue, like how long you have to wait until you heal after you enter the blue area, and You know, like you could be doing a lot of damage and be in the blue area, but if your ping is pretty high, it could just all count like damage like you weren't in the blue area, and then you only deal 10%, so it's just all the damage just goes away. That's I found that's the most annoying, like with the Damien balls and with the Will blue area.
So recently, I got to you know, I'm scared of bosses. Not scared, just scared to like try them.
Okay.
That counts for like, you know, not being in a lucid party.
Yeah, we'll postpone the progress there a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. And only started doing slime. After that, I learned I can like 2 burst him.
Okay. So.
And yeah.
So you kill him before the first test?
No, I kill. No,
you kill him right after, right? Yeah.
And yeah, like that's about it for bosses.
Okay.
Will I can probably kill, and normal I think. I just gotta practice more and not crash.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you're not crashing, then you have obviously a lot more freedom to try some more cool stuff.
And Citani, I guess, just you know, wait again.
Yeah, the next step. Yeah, you've got regular Gloom that you can practice. I think around that time you probably also want to see if you can start doing hard Lotus instead of normal in like a decent time. But like Gloom is.
I could probably do hard Lotus right now. Just I don't like being in a boss for a long time.
I get that for sure. Yeah. Some people duo it in the beginning, but if you duo hard Lotus, you're basically getting the same money as if you solo normal. And even duoing sticks, yeah, it's instant, right? So it's if you're just looking at it for the money, then definitely just do normal. But you know, if you're looking for maybe Berserk, or you have someone else who also wants to do it, you can like exchange. You've also got damaged heart that could drop. You know, there's something there. But like you said before, like if your schedule is hectic, then yeah, just do normal, blow it up, get the money, get out. Once you get really, really strong, you know, and then you can just plan it in whenever during the day, and then you can just leave AFK, you know, get your guild skills back the next time you go to your computer, it's whatever. But until then, yeah, just doing normal for the money is definitely fine.
Guild skills is easy, you know.
Yeah.
Farm.
Oh yeah, you just alternate?
Yeah, just alternate.
So when it comes to the 5 and 15, what did you have planned? Did you have any questions there, or just run me through your plan, I guess, and then...
Actually, didn't have a plan. I'm not really good at saving my money. Like the 22 I had for Shining is like the highest I ever had.
Okay. Well, you like I said in the beginning, you are getting to the point where every single upgrade will just the average cost is so high. So if you don't have like a certain threshold amount of money, you're not going to be able to even attempt the upgrade, especially once everything is like 19 or higher, right? Because then if something booms and you don't have the money, you're going to have to go down 2 stars, and you'd never want to do that. So you might be getting closer and closer to that point where maybe some of the money going towards the bossing mules, you know, maybe taking some CRA to 17 on those characters, stuff like that. Maybe kind of treasure rings if you have them, if something has a Twilight mark or a Pink Bean mark, you know, those kind of things. Just to cash in on those 17 star gains on those characters where you want to maybe push towards Lotus and Damien, or from Lotus and Damien to Slime, or just speed up the run to get it into like the 30-minute. That might be a better way of spending 5 bill rather than on like a 0.1% chance of actually hitting 21 star on your pants or something, right?
Yeah.
So it might be just setting small project for your main, maybe one small project, maybe like pants to 19, and then because like what would the next project be? I mean, would be like Meistering and Kana Treasuring to 19. Like your ring setup probably can do with some cleanup. Like you've got some Kana Treasures, so maybe like pants to 19, Kana Treasuring to 19 for your damage set at least. But then probably the rest of the money you could see if you can make some like CRA 17s, or if there's a boss mule that could speed up a bit, or
yeah, maybe just more into the hero. The Dunwar is also pretty good now. if I can do a catchy on the hero,
Mm-hmm.
can I do Lomian?
How long does the boss fight? Is it like one burst for the phases,
Maybe,
or do you kill it with less than a burst?
think less. No, I mean maybe like 1 or 2 bursts.
So would you say like you do regular damage on P1 and then burst in P2 and then a little bit more damage and he's dead?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And have you done CPAP?
I don't remember. I think yeah.
I think you would remember CPAP because usually that one is pretty frustrating. Well, Akechi isn't fun, but CPAP also is not fun, right?
I don't know. I feeling like Magnus is way easier than CPAP. I mean, way harder than CPAP.
Magnus is way harder than CPAP. Oh, you think so? Okay.
Yeah, I don't find CPAP very hard.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean that's good news. Yeah. So if you do catchy, then you could probably do CPAP, right? Then Lotus and Dame would be the next. It might be one of those things where maybe technically you can, but it just might be long runs and maybe not worth the time. And then because your guild skills are used up for so long from Lotus and Damien, then you have less guild skills left when you're doing the rest of the bosses, and then it slows those guys down.
Right, so getting the hero equips up to 17 might be a good idea then.
Mm-hmm.
Also, tomorrow I'm gonna get the arcane weapon on him.
Right, okay. Yeah, that'll help.
And I'll be too sad because I got carried on him.
Oh yeah, I see. Think you have gloves, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I got the gloves,
purple.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So some crit damage on there. And then a nice flame on the weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll... Okay.
Right now I got like 10k stat on him.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, his final damage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, again, you know how I feel about like just stat as an indicator, right? But if you're looking at like the groups of the bossing fams, I would say around 10k for that first group is fine. And if you're adding up the CPAP, you probably want to get closer. I mean, it truly depends on how long you want to be bossing, but you probably want to get closer to like high 10s, so like 16, 17, 18k stat will make that like a lot faster. And if you want to do Lotus and Damien, it's probably like 20k stat and up. Like if you're around 20k stat, you could usually do Lotus and Damien together in anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes, but probably like around 10 minutes with double guild skills, with all the other things I mentioned. Around 10 minutes.
Buck,
yeah.
I'm like 21k.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing both of them in like together below 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense because Buck does counter them quite well, and he can attack in the air quite a bit on Damien as well. And Lotus, you could burst very well and stay around. So certain characters are going to be a little bit faster, certain are going to be a little bit slower. But Buck has the good thing that he has a lot of built-in IED and crit rate, so he's very cheap to fund to be able to confirm that damage. What you really need, though, is a bind to make sure that you can hit those energy balls and hit the Howling Fist, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you hit those,
the Buck was the hyper burn, so...
Mm-hmm. You got a bunch of nodes. Was that during that event with all the nodes and the money?
The Clover.
The Clover?
Event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's why you probably got like a little bit of a boost on the Nightwalker as well, right? From the Clover money?
Actually, the Nightwalker wasn't a hyperburn. I just, really liked him.
Mm-hmm. But did you use some of the money from the Clover on there, or did the Buccaneer eat all of that up?
No, I think I did use some.
Mm-hmm.
The Nightwalker was I started him like after I started the Buck, Ignition.
Mm-hmm.
And got to level 200, just kept playing him. Suddenly I was 220.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep leveling him. And now I'm like 257.
Okay.
The real main.
Yes. Well, I mean, you like both, and they can already do a bunch of stuff, so that's a good foundation for your weekly income.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of extra bossing mules here and there, and then weekly income should go up just nicely. But yeah, 260 seems like that's not going to be any problem. So yeah, I would probably just see if you can get the pants and the kind of treasure, because you have so many backups, right? So it's pretty free. You probably don't even have to safeguard either one. If you want to, you could do the belt up to 19 as well. You say you have 5 bill, right?
Yeah, I'll have more.
Yeah, you'll have a bit more. Yeah, I mean, you play by ear. If one just doesn't go well, then you stop spending. If you think
like max like to build an item or something.
Yeah, sounds good. And or if you want to make sure you get the if you think the upgrades for the hero are a little bit more important, you could just do that one first. Because this one is more to just because that's the next upgrade you can do. You might not necessarily need that damage on here, right? So if you feel like the hero needs the damage more and can then bring in more money, maybe do those first, and then just whatever money you have left, spend it on the Nightwalker.
I still got time on the event shop. Don't think I bought the heart.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if you had a... Well, you had a heart here, right? You have a fairy heart? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hero...
I'll buy it on the hero.
On the hero, right, yeah. And the Buccaneer has one from the event when that came out, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got 2 magic attack lines on double attack. I mean, yeah, what's...
Yeah, I'm like...
Potential gonna potential. Not much you
I
can do.
didn't even get mad because I didn't really know how like... You know, I didn't even know it was that close.
Yeah, I mean, they have the same odds of happening. The weapon is gonna go to arcane, so we don't need to work on that. That's very solid for Abzo. And then yeah, if you eventually wanna upgrade, it's gonna depend on what the potential of the arcane becomes, of course. The emblem is the cheapest because you have a lot of outs with ID as well, right? And that would give you a little bit more wiggle room if you get bossing fams, that you can move out of the ID fams without losing a lot of damage. And then for the secondary, the easiest way usually is to make another secondary on the side and then just tap that one. It's like a bill extra to tier it up, but that's pretty cheap compared to having to use black cubes or going balls deep into debt on cubes because you end up rolling something that was worse than what you had, right?
On the Nightwalker, I have secondaries for both, like emblem and.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw it in your inventory. I didn't know if you unequipped or if that was it was next to the backups. Yeah. Okay, good. Or a tertiary.
No, not using them because No, not really good. Just more ID.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I guess for inner ability, did you have anything planned there?
I think I'll just save for now. Until I have like around 2 or maybe more, and then I'll try and get the beast.
There is some... I mean, since you still are leveling, you could... Are you using vac pets? Or a vac pet?
No, I'm using 3 vac pets.
Yeah, okay. You could very easily just like lock the drop rate and just get like even an epic meso obtain. That should be pretty quick to roll. But the general idea you have is good because in New Age, the rolling like best in slot inner ability is going to be a lot cheaper. Because they're taking away rare and they're making unique more higher chance in legendary to roll. So it is a good idea to in general have the general idea of just saving as much as possible now, and get to like 2.5 mil.
Probably gonna save for that.
Yeah.
Until that,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Are you 27 here? Okay.
I mean, no reason. I still need item drop for nodes and everything. Bosses.
Yeah, you got a full set for that, right?
I think I'm missing a few items, but I got full meso.
Full meso, okay, yeah, and then as much drop. Yeah, a lot of people like to just leave a pendant open because of the spirit pendant, right? For extra EXP.
Yeah.
No. Okay, yeah, that looks good.
I get around 300 drop. When I'm, WAP and everything.
300. Well, you have the big drop familiar, right?
Yeah, with that.
Yeah. So you'd want to be Indecent Holy Symbol. Yeah, so you like 330, 350? Something like that? 330, 350?
I mean, with a lead. No, like I said, wait, let me like.
Because with a large
No,
drop...
I'll be with a WAP. I'll be 300.
Okay, because like my hero has a 60% drop, not 100%, and with a WAP he gets, I think 350.
With a Legion coupon, I'll have more.
Yeah, that's with Legion. Okay, so it would be 300. Yeah, okay. So I think you're missing probably 2 lines of drop then. Yeah. So that is something, especially once you get into the area of like maybe trying to get pitch drops and stuff, like you're going to do Hard Lotus and things like that, it's probably a good investment to then try to get to a full set of 10 drop among your accessories. But you can do that on very weak pieces, and you could do it on pieces that switch out, that, like random legendaries you have lying around, and just repurpose them, because you're only going to be opening boxes, right? So your damage in those equips doesn't matter at all. But
so just...
yeah.
I don't think I have another spare accessory that's legendary. Oh wait.
No, you're going to be switching out the rings, right, eventually? There might be some rings that become available.
I mean, I have Silver Blossom with Mesa that I'll probably switch.
Yep. That's a good one. Now you can make sure the investment is still paying out for you.
I also got the aquatic letter I with Mesa, so yeah, that's 2 items.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, that's 2 you need, yeah. Okay. I'm seeing if there's anything else that I can think of. We talked about event shop, we talked about New Age coming up, changes, where to spend the money, Star Forcing event. Inner ability, nothing sus, nothing crazy in the stat window. You're doing bossing. No, I can't think of anything else. You have anything else you want to share or ask?
No.
You good? Okay. Any shout outs?
No, I don't have friends. No.
I thought you were bossing with Nitai.
Yeah, that's the first time party. Yeah.
First time party. Can you advise to other people bossing parties?
Oh yeah, guys, send help, please.
As long as I don't lag as much as you, right? As long as I don't get slideshow simulator.
Yeah, don't have a slideshow.
MapleStory the what is it, PPT PPTX or something? What's the PowerPoint extension?
I don't go. The reason why I don't go into public MVPs anymore.
Oh yeah, though I bet that's horrible for you.
Like I said, man, I have like a cracked PC, man. I bought it because for Apex Legends and all that stuff.
And that runs smoothly as.
That runs smooth, like
100
max frames and everything. Then I'm running this and I'm like black screen for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone was talking about something the other day. Was it Greek Freak? Someone was lagging a lot as well, and someone told him to run some kind of thing on his computer, and he, like some allocation shit. I don't remember what it was exactly. And he tried it, and it like completely fixed it, and he wasn't lagging anymore.
I need that thing.
Yeah, that magic fix. Does anyone remember what it was? It was something you could run in the command prompt. You don't have 300 kills? Oh shit, I don't have 300 kills either. You just reminded me. I could make a party. Oh no, wait, I do have 300 kills. What? Oh, did I do it yesterday after reset? Oh no, I'm bad. Oh, SFC/scan now.
Should I try now?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna stop the conversation in Discord. I don't know.
Wait.
Oh, wait, can I make the party now, or did someone else get leader? Hope she doesn't click go in and... She's F6ing.
Oh yeah, back then when I burnt out, this was also one of the problems.
Yeah, I was gonna say
never
this.
Do MapleStory.
Speaking of slideshows, it's Ursa's time.
I never do MapleStory anymore. I just tried it like one time.
Just annoying.
It's just, even though it's like, you know, like 1 minute run, it feels way too much time. Or like something that gives not very much.
Well, you can think about it, like 1 minute, 2 runs a day, you know, you need to get there, blah, blah, blah. So it's probably like 3 minutes a day that you're losing. So every week it's like 21 minutes, but it gives, if you do all the daily runs, how much is it, guys? A little bit over 300 mil, I think? 320? So that's about $1 an hour rate, right?
Yeah, but...
well, that's how I look at it, you know? Like, that's the number, okay. And then is it very annoying? Then that loses value. Okay, 343, yeah. So you get a little bit more than $1 an hour on that. But if you could do a bossing mule and you can do Lotus and Damon and everything below, you can get like 1.5, 1.6 bill in half an hour, right? So then, if you're not doing all of your bossing mules, then you should just go do a boss mule instead of doing Maple Tour. But if you're doing all of your bossing mule and you have extra time, you could think, do I want to fund another character to make like a bill in half an hour, or do I just want to do my Maple Tour that I already have access to? So that helps you kind of compare apples to apples, right? And not apples to oranges.
Yeah.
Kind of like equalize them.
Another thing I don't like about it is my what's it called? The light bubble. The fact that it's always there. And it's always like a completed mission, like a completed quest. I don't know. It's just not for me. I just stopped doing it. Don't regret it. And also, back then, I just crashed every time.
Ugh, yeah.
Now it's working.
Yeah, the guy was saying when he did the scan now, there was some kind of corrupted file or something.
I don't know. I heard that just because of Intel, I have.
Intel?
The MapleStory is not good with it. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. It's perfectly possible. Hey, every single update might be a little bit different. I thought in the past. I thought in the past that it was better with Intel because compared to well, what's the other one? Is AMD, right? Compared to it, Intel used to have fewer cores, which meant that every individual core speed was higher. And since MapleStory could only use one core, it was actually better with Intel. But because they finally changed to 32-bit, I think now it uses, well, now it can use more cores, so now it's probably better on AMD than on Intel. But that might be completely talking out of my ass and incorrect.
I mean, it's okay. I don't understand anything about that. It's computer stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, core is basically what does the process for you. And if you have a lot of different cores, you could do a lot of processes at the same time.
Yeah.
But if you have like 50 cores, the power of every individual core is going to be lower than if somebody has 5 cores and the chip has like the same kind of power, right? So you can do fewer processes, but you can do them faster. So for different kinds of programs, one is going to be better than the other. It's just a preference thing. It's like having a really fast car, but like a really small one, or a really big car and really slow one. You know, some things are better in some situations than others.
I'm just hoping that when we get out of beta, it's gonna be better. One day.
I hope so too. Yeah, and you know, who's to say when that is going to be? Wonky is working on it, but or well, he's put a bunch of people on it, so.
I don't think MapleStory will ever exit beta.
80 tracks. No, yeah, probably not. Well, there's going to be at least one feature in the game that's permanently in in beta. Yeah, it's never gonna be done.
Still waiting for the day that CRA and Pino is gonna be account wide.
Yes, please. I think they just don't want people to like be like soloing CRA day one of a new character or something. I don't know. I don't know why, but yeah. Princess, no, though they definitely should. Like the boss is already annoying enough. Having to do the pre-quest for every single character is just too much.
Akechi is GMS or no?
Akechi? No, that's from JMS. So that's also non-KMS, yeah.
Well, they can do account wide, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one was account wide when it came out, before all the other stuff was made account wide. So it was first like the Damien and the Lotus stuff that they made account wide, and then Akechi, then everything else. But I guess because they were working on that while Akechi was being developed, they put it in Akechi in the design immediately. But yeah. So I'm assuming for everything that comes out now, they'll just do it, even if it's non-KMS. But for retroactively for non-KMS stuff, it might take a while before they... I bet that's like really on the bottom of the priority pile.
I can see them removing it before doing it.
Yeah, that's, you know, maybe, yeah. Well, I think the secondary is only like a little bit of extra damage, and it's only the ring that you can already craft with Meister, so like progression-wide, it's not the craziest thing. And like a 1 in a bajillion chance of a legendary familiar card. So I think they'll, as long as it doesn't break the game, I think they'll just leave it in.
I mean, but you gotta do the legacy whale struggle.
Yeah. Every week on every character.
I don't have that. I have Dark Servant.
I just that's very useful for you. I just hope that when we get the boss rings, right, that we get some reflection rings in there, and then slowly after one after the other, all your boss mules can start speeding up with the reflect ring, start speeding up the whale.
Yeah, one day. So glad I never did what's it called, the Oz Tower.
Yeah, that's oof, yeah. I mean, it's pretty nice for Nightwalker, right? 3-minute class synchronized with the ring.
Yeah, but in the time schedule, man, just 1 hour.
Oh yeah, no, or longer. I'm not very good at it, so.
Yeah, I only did it like a few times on the buck, just to like see it. I got to the cloud stage.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one. And every time you fall, you lose a bunch of time.
Yeah, and I just left.
You're like, fuck this shit. Threw up your hands in the air. You're like, fuck this shit. Nope. Not even try to do it.
Nope. Seeing all the guides on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Use this overlay over your. It's like, nope. Fuck all that.
Nope.
I'm out of there.
I remember back then I used to play private servers on MapleStory. And people change maps. Like where you can go and everything. I put platforms under the map and you can go there. Imagine if you could do it there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a straight line.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's some other ones after that where there's like platforms and you see them one time and then you have to walk blindly. Really fun. Yeah, super fun.
And then this the sound game, no?
Yes. There's also one with the BGMs play, and then you have to guess which area it is. Oh, I'm gonna die.
Meanwhile, when I'm bite farming and I'm with zero sound, just, watching a show or something.
Pray for your health.
So you have no idea. You have no reference frame for.
Yeah, I'm actually right now I'm zero sound too, because either this or like music or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Life stuff, man. I'm getting eaten by this.
But it's bear. Oh yeah, you were in the run too. Oh, green stuff.
Yeah. Execution. Yeah. I gotta get that money.
Hell yeah.
It's free.
Gotta get paid.
Gotta skip those slideshows.
I mean, I bet if you run with randos, you never get any money, right?
No, I'm getting full money because I can do my damage.
Yeah, well, now you can, right? But if you were to run with randos, you just get like E rank.
No. When I enter,
mm-hmm.
when I'm like black screen, I just press the dark command, and it like does 10 million.
Oh yeah, you can get one skill. Yeah, just hold down the key.
Yeah, just hold it down, and when I get in, I just
Yeah.
like 10 million damage. But yeah, as long as I don't crash, then it's okay. If I crash, I don't even bother trying it again.
Yeah, especially if it takes a while to load back in, right?
No, it doesn't take a while.
The first time I load back in after I crash, it like lags my entire computer and my stream, and it crashes on load. And then the second time is the one that I get back in.
Whenever I think that's like 2 patches ago when it started.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I log in to MapleStory, just my entire PC like lags.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything, Discord, everything.
Yeah, like you see like the little red, like the crosses become red on your navigation screens, and the like a little hourglass and for your the
YouTube
cursor.
video stops, music just does random stuff.
Yeah. But at the same time you can run like Apex Legends on like ultra graphics on 120 FPS plus.
Highest quality, like max frames, everything.
There's gotta be
every game.
There's gotta be some nerd somewhere who's like figured out.
Yeah, probably. Too bad MapleStory is a dead game, you know.
Yeah.
It's a dead game.
Well, so I guess your call is like if anyone sees this video and has any great advice or heard anyone or is great with computers and can maybe reach out and help you get rid of this scary lag so you can actually enjoy the game with your top-end PC, they can reach out.
Yeah. So my 5 trail BA can actually do anything.
Yeah, actually be 5 trail and not like 1.5 because you're just lagging.
Just like I don't know if like, you know, I'm attacking in a real boss.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much damage is actually.
Yeah, what is actually? If you do a BA, you don't know how reliable. Well, I guess if you do a BA, it has to have gone through.
Yeah, if I do a BA, you know, I just stop it like for like 40 seconds. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's against bosses, then I don't know.
Yeah,
It's different.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. You can't translate it 1-to-1 for sure.
And sometimes BA is fuck up, and you know, I open it and it doesn't open or something like that.
Oh, you always have to like close it like 4 times to make sure that it will actually start. Yeah.
The moment I start the actual boss, it just closes. I love this game, man.
You hate to love it, huh?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, see, I'm not into anime. I'm not a weeb, okay?
Okay.
I'm
But
playing this game, but no, not but I'm like.
I'm not
I'm like
racist,
full,
but
full
oh yeah.
full on gachi voice, man.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Yeah, like you know, like a 2 year plus force and sub and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, one of those.
The Force and was it the Budge or something?
Yeah, force and boys, something like that. I don't know how to say it. Not European like that. But like, I played this game since 2006, and I was 6 years old back then.
Mm-hmm. Jesus,
Yeah, that's
you're a young kid, but Jesus, yeah.
And I, you know, back then I didn't even know English.
You probably learned a lot from the game, right?
No, I didn't speak to anyone. I was a level 25. What's it called? Night Lord before it actually was Night Lord.
You were a level 25?
Yeah, that was a struggle.
Was it a rogue?
Probably. Maybe assassin.
Bandit, assassin. Is assassin at 30? I think you're rogue at 10, and then at 30 you switch to assassin or bandit. Yeah. And people would say rouge, yeah.
Back then,
They would say rouge and
the
and
simple
thief.
days.
Yeah, oh yeah, everything.
Simple days.
Well, then you didn't really have to read your skills. It just said, "Oh, hit 2 monsters 1 time, 60% damage." Cool, and you move on. And now,
English at all.
oh, so you didn't even know what it said. You just saw the numbers.
No, I didn't. I just put it on a keybind and I just hit it.
Yeah, and then just see what it does.
Skin.
Yeah, that's a bit more freeing though, because you don't have to worry
It's-
about stuff too much.
You know, I've just played the game to get on the Canning City, so I was a thief. Nobody else could. Got the haste.
Pray for your health.
Right, right. And then when did you do Ludi PQ as well? When you got to 35, the dark side,
Oof.
and the tower on the right side, and then you had to. There was like a big robot. You had to go dark side, walk past him.
I think I remember the.
You were like 8 years old, so what the fuck do you remember?
Yeah. No, like after that, I remember that Nexon tried to do a PvP attempt.
Oh yeah, dude, PvP was amazing.
Yeah.
Lee bad. It was horrible, but.
240 ping. That was fun.
Oh yeah. No, I played back then like close to 300 ping. Yeah, it was fucking impossible. Any people just wipe the floor with you. No way to really fight that.
But by the time you like attack, you're already dead.
No. You had to be really strong or just use the lag in your advantage.
Yeah. But then the drop games and everything.
Oh yeah, I never even tried that. Because with the
That
ping, it was impossible to ever get something.
just sitting in the Tennessee's general store place.
Yeah,
Those
that
are
was
times.
that was the hotspot, like Hennessy's Market, right? That's where it was all taking place.
Yeah, free market. I love that.
There's nowhere to hide.
That's where I learned my Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta learn how to noob trade, you know.
everyone in the free market was all people from Israel. It was very highly coincidence.
Hey man, I'm not saying they're like, controlled by us, but
But you guys did run the free market.
you know, we just gotta change the word scam for noob trade. That's all.
Oh, you
That's simple.
yeah. I was gonna say you call it noob trading. That's a nice way of scamming new people. Of say scamming newbies. Yeah.
No, not noob trade. Noob trade.
Noob trade.
Yeah.
Overload release.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. No, I had a legit way of making mesa.
Good.
Yeah. I made you know, I grinded for Ilbis. Turned them into
Zombie mushroom
zombies.
or the lichens.
No, the lichens. Wait, no, the mobs that live.
The wolf spiders later.
Yeah, that too. But yeah,
At leaf.
and then yeah, there are mobs that I think some kind of sheep.
Oh, the Berks?
Wait, I mean,
Like on the bottom left of the map, you have like the white ones and the black ones.
yeah, the bugs. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they dropped. Damn. I remember having to
Yeah,
use the seed. Remember, there was like a seed you used to go from the portal through from Alinea to Leafer, so you can skip the boat.
Oh yeah.
But they were so expensive, so only rich people would use the seeds. And all the poor people had to use the boat and just wait forever to get there. Oh.
You know, the first thing I did when I started Reboot on the Night Lord was like Phantom Forest, because I didn't know they changed it.
Oh. So you started getting dizzy with all the colors and shit.
No, I didn't know it was that you just like dailies
Right.
to get it.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, I don't know if you remember the old way.
Yeah, you have to like craft the Balance Fury with the drops, right? And get the black
you'd have
crystals.
to go through the whole forest and then through the jump quest maze thing.
Yeah. So you went in there and there's like, this is a little different.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, you can buy them now?
Yeah. And now you only need one, and then you're settled forever. You don't need
Now
like
I got
15 sets.
one Balanced Fury and one Sylvie.
Nice.
Overload release.
All right. It's been good catching up a little. Are we good for the session?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Maybe next time I'll have something to think about.
Maybe write more down than I'm gonna get level 260, and then that's it.
Nether shield.
But
Yeah,
you
I'll
know,
get the.
we filled an hour and a half, so no worries.
Yeah. I have something to listen to.
Okay, that's good. All right. Well,
Though, hearing my own voice, I don't know how you do it.
yeah, it's it's acquired taste. You get used to it, I guess.
Struggle.
Yeah. Well, so for the call out, anyone reach out if you can help this man lose his crazy lag. That would be very much appreciated. And I wish you best of luck on the upgrading and on the boss partying. Sounds like it's going well, so I wish you success on that. And yeah, other than that, I'll talk to you in chat.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you around. Good luck.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye-bye. All right. Good chat. So if any of you guys can help him out, that would be great. If anyone else knows other people that are super laggy like that, it really sucks all of the fun out of the game. Like whenever the game in general is just, whenever the code is bad, whenever storage was lagging, it just... If everything else can be good, but if that's not there, then everything else just kind of sucks, right? So if anyone can help out with that, that'd be great. Other than that, if you enjoyed the session, if whatever we brought up, if whatever we were talking about seems good... Oh, crush. Right, Blue Sauce is also here. I forgot because he crashed. Yes. If you want a session like these, check out the coaching command in the chat over there, twitch.tv/Scardor, or check the description of the video. And because there's 3 ways of getting them. One of those ways of getting them is by leaving a comment with your Discord name saying that you would like to win, and then you might be one of the 2 lucky people I reach out to at the end of the month and give a free session to. So it could be you. We're almost at the end of July, so we're going to be picking our winners for July pretty soon. So good luck on that. Anything else? Yeah, we didn't use any commands, but I do have around 220-something commands with information as well that you can use through my Twitch chat, so check those out. Those are available for everyone. No paywall, nothing like that. And aside from that, if you got any questions, reach out, leave a comment, or just catch me live on stream, or check out the next video. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.